Can you already pinpoint if there's some direction that you're heading in with the new material?
This way.
Yeah,
Up,
forwards and upwards.
like a Christian band.
It's going to sound a bit more orange, I think.
Orange, no?
Yeah.
I don't know. We tend to. Music is a snapshot of time, you know. So I think what we'll do is when we realise that we've got X amount of time to make the record, I think that's what the record will be all about, is that moment and that time, you know.
But for now, how long does it take for you now? How long have you reserved a writing period of?
We haven't. We need to sit down and find a space in our diary.
I think 4
to
months
do
right now. That
Yeah.
starts in December, January,
November,
February,
December,
March. Yeah. So we've got a bit of time there. But you know, when you're on the road so much, you kind of savour some of that time to spend with your family and to try to be home and do normal things. We haven't been home in a long time, so just
We
getting
need to do
home the
that,
past
yeah.
while. I opened my door yesterday for the first time in a long time, and I had to push my way through because there was so much mail behind the door.
Okay.
At one point, I couldn't get my bags in, and so I had to clear all the mail from behind the door.
Yeah.
Your wife didn't take that from you?
No, she's not there at the moment. She's away, so the house was just empty. So it was,
I like to call it the mountain of madness.
Wow.
It's all there for you. Going through everything.
But how long does it take then for, let's say when you come home after some touring, how long does it take to get back in
a week or two. Yeah.
It's hard, you know. Even after the week, you just notice that you've got a particular
all your
set of
life
skills, or you've got a particular set that you've been on the road. So you're in that mode all the time because you're just winding down, but in the knowing that you've wound down for a week and then you got to wind back up again. So I don't think you're ever really off call.
You're always
you know?
thinking about when you're back on.
It's
very hard to
DEFCON
stop
3
moving.
or 4.
We move somewhere. I mean, every day for us is a new country, so to actually try and shut down that process in your head, very hard.
Okay, we already have a little bit limited of time, but I just wanted to ask, your music is, some bands have success just in 1 or 2 countries. You have success in, worldwide, maybe, if I can put it that way. Is there one, formalized, maybe it's not the right word, but it's up to you to describe it. Is there one way that you think, maybe also because of what you learned from other producers or from yourself, that works, that makes a hit? Or is chart-proof? Can you already pinpoint before it's even out what will be the...
No, I think it's quite difficult because at the end of the day, what this business and any business is all about, I don't care what business you're in, it's actually at the end of the day, it's when you release your product and whether people actually connect to it or not. You can't ram it down people's necks. So no, we don't have any formula to write music other than just pour our hearts into it, and we try to be very honest in our music, and we find that honesty connects to people a little bit more. People seem to, particularly within our music, they seem to run to the script for, I suppose, more melancholy or darker times in their lives, and that's what we represent in their world. So, but there's no way of pinpointing.
You also wrote for other artists that had hits, maybe. So, when you look as a producer, when you analyze maybe your own music, can you say what works?
There's obviously your obvious rules. Everyone knows those. Like 3.5 minutes. That's how long it takes to write a pop song. You know, there's you don't have the chorus in after the minute because people will be bored already. But these are things that even your layman, your layman's can kind of sit there and go, it's 3.5 minutes. They change every song every 3.5 minutes on the radio. People know this. It's nothing really big, but I think, as Mark was saying, I think looking after the song and looking after, the honesty, what you put into the song, that's what I think people should stay true to. Not writing about things they don't know, write about something you do.
One last question. Would you sometimes like to break with this maybe chore structure? Is that something you want to experience?
We do live all the time. We have songs. I mean, most of our songs, although we do a radio mix, they're all over 4 minutes. Break even's 4:10. There's a lot of our singles are 4:20, even 5 minutes. So we don't, as we are pop, we're very well aware of it, that you have to conform in order to get your music out there. But when you listen to the album, it's all there in its glorious beauty, the way we intended it.
We've decided to be involved in the music business, and I think if you're going to have that massive word after the word music, which is business, you have to understand that it is business as well at the end of the day. So if we want to set out our tours and we want to, music is like our flyer, it's like our poster. It's the one thing that travels ahead of us and it makes people aware of the style of music we make. But when they come to a show, we're able to elaborate a little bit more on the music. But radio is quite restrictive.
We have to round it up. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.